Hi guys, hi. So continuing with the theme of me videoing outside of my house, I'm going to go and run around the woods today. It's one of my favourite places, and it's kind of this time of year it starts to get really muddy, so it's probably like the last few times I can really do it because it just gets all churned out by dog walkers. Um, so yeah, I'm going to kind of talk to you while I'm there. I'm wearing very day glow clothing today, so nobody's going to miss me. And I'm just going to talk to you a bit while I'm driving there. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so one thing that happened this week was that I went to do a circuit training class, and all the exercise I do is running. Basically, that's what I love doing, and I've not ran as much as I should this summer with racing because I've just not had the time, but I've pretty much kept, in good shape, and I think I've got a relatively good level of fitness. But obviously circuit training is really good because it's different kind of exercise. It's more like intense, just constant, with very short little rests, and you're doing all these different kinds of weights and like upper body stuff as well, which is great for toning. But I guess one thing that was really interesting from it is the fact that I've not done any sort of upper body work training for like years and years, like since before I transitioned. And I used to have quite a physical job, and I've always had quite good, relative to my actual sort of size and build, I've had quite good strength, like good core strength, and I could do like loads of pull-ups and things like that. I used to be able to do like, I think when I was really training, I could do almost 100 press-ups in one go. And basically we were doing like, it was like sort of like, imagine having like a sports bag and you have to kind of like lift it up over your head and then touch the ground, and doing press-ups. And I just like, I've never thought of doing a press-up as a difficult thing, but like I couldn't do more than about 10 press-ups. It was really embarrassing and really weird as well, because I don't think of myself as being like one of the sort of people in the class who's really struggling. And since I did it on, I did it on Thursday, and today is Sunday, all across here, like my shoulders and like all around here, and like all the muscles that join up here to my neck are so sore. Like I literally feel like I've been beaten up, and it's crazy. It just made me realise, I suppose, two things: like how much sort of upper body strength and conditioning I've lost in the last few years through hormones and not having any testosterone, and also through not doing anything physical. My day job is I sit at a desk, and it was really weird because I just didn't expect it. I just thought, I'll be able to do this, I might be a bit stiff the next day, but I honestly feel like I've been beaten up, and that's a really, really strange thing. So I'm hoping today when I go for a run that it's going to help me loosen up, because I'm going back there on Tuesday, and I just, at the moment, I don't feel like I could carry some shopping bags, really, so it's not good. Okay, I'm just going to walk and talk for a minute while I catch my breath back. I'm just going to do a little 360. It's quite a sort of overcast October day, but it's quite mild and it's quite nice to run. I love it here. It's one of my favourite places, and I wish I could live in a wood or the mountains, or a wood and a mountain. It's just my favourite kind of place. Whenever I come here, I just feel like I completely disconnect with everything else going on in my life, and it's good because you get a few dog walkers and cyclists up here, so you feel quite safe, but at the same time you can you know, not see anyone for sort of like 15-20 minutes. And it's just a really beautiful, peaceful place to come. I used to come up here a lot when I was really young, well, like kind of primary school, with one of my friends, Joanne, and like our mums. She was like my kind of tomboy friend when I was growing up, and it's just really lovely. So my main thought that I wanted to talk about in this video comes from a conversation I had yesterday actually, and I was chatting to this lady who knew someone, and this person had worked in London for a long time, just like really on the rat race, and was really disenchanted and a bit lost in her life. She felt like she was on a hamster wheel, and someone said to her, if you had to write your obituary tomorrow and look back at what you've done with your life and your achievements, would you be happy writing it, or would you feel massively unfulfilled? And this lady subsequently quit her job and went travelling because the answer to that question for her was no. I don't feel that if I die tomorrow that anything I've actually really done in my life warrants any real mention of achievement. And I thought that's a really kind of poignant thing to dwell on for a moment, because like, I think for anyone you can think that and look at your life and think, well actually, yeah, if I went tomorrow, would I be happy with what I've done, you know, with would I feel like I've kind of achieved the things that I wanted to do, or that I even tried to achieve the things I wanted to do. For me, this kind of comes from recently, like, all my friends seem to be having babies, and it's really cool, you know. I like children and I'm kind of happy for people, but it's like every other day there's like a baby born and pictures on Facebook, or someone like with pictures of a scan that they've just had, and it's quite difficult for anyone obviously who's trans, because I mean, okay, there's the possibility that if I met a woman, you know, I have frozen sperm, so you know, we could have a baby, and that's a possibility, and I'd never rule that out. But generally I've kind of accepted that I'm not actually going to have children. And when you see all these people around you having children, and you see how much purpose, and obviously when you have children they become your life, and everything that you do is based around doing the best for them, making them happy and giving them the future that you want to give them, and loving them and everything else. And as a trans person you have to kind of accept to a large degree that that's something you're never going to have. And I remember when I sort of went to the fertility clinic before I started hormones, and it was a really strange thought, because I kind of accepted that, but at the same time I'd never really thought about it in any depth. And suddenly you're kind of faced with this reality. It is quite a strange thing to accept that you're suddenly giving up something that you were just given at birth. You know, that everyone in this world, bar the odd person through you know, whatever biological reason, has the gift of creating new life. And suddenly you're going to give up what is one of the greatest natural gifts that anyone can have. And I kind of not really stressed about it for a long time, because I'm completely happy and fulfilled in the decisions that I've made with my life. But just recently, moving on from some of the videos that I've shot where I'm kind of searching for something, and I feel like, you know, this idea of, yeah, if I died tomorrow, what would my achievements be? You know, I'm not going to have any children, so what's my kind of like legacy, my kind of thing that I'm going to do that people might remember me for, or, you know. And it's not like a kind of me thing, but it's more of like a sense of personal achievement. What have I achieved for myself that I'm happy with? Well, I've transitioned and I'm who I really am, and that in itself is a really cool thing. But I think now that that's all kind of done and the dust settled, I'm kind of thinking, well, what next? You know, what's going to be my kind of achievements in my life? What do I want those things to be? I don't know. Do I want to help and inspire people? Do I want to, I don't know, do I want to go and help people in another country? Do I want to write a book? But it's an interesting concept, and it's really something that I want to ask you guys, is that if you were writing your obituary of things that you've achieved today for your life, would you feel happy about that? And would you feel fulfilled in those things you're writing? And knowing that, how does that make you feel? Does that make you want to go and do more? Does it make you raise like new objectives and new goals? It's an interesting question, and I'd like to know what you guys think. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour around the woods, and I will see you next week. So please share my videos, put your comments in the box, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!